an end-tidal CO2 adapter, and that's an end-tidal CO2 monitor. What I'd like you to do with your filters later on is to breathe through the end-tidal CO2 monitor so you can see what a normal waveform looks like. When you breathe in, of course, you're breathing in room air, and there's almost no carbon dioxide in room air, so you'll see the waveform go down to 0 because there's no CO2. But then as you exhale the carbon dioxide from your lungs, you'll see the waveform climbing up. So I want you to be familiar with it so that you can recognize a normal waveform. But as far as attaching it in the circuit, it says to put the adapter between the Y and the endo tube. The adapter stays dry and needs less maintenance if you place it behind the heat and moisture exchanger. So let me show you that. Alright, so putting it in line. If I put it near the patient, then the moisture gets in here, secretions get in here, and then it stops working after like 6 hours, 8 hours. And then you have to throw away, not throw away, but take it out of line. You high-level disinfect it, or you send it for sterilization, and then you put a clean one in. However, if you put it behind the heat and moisture exchanger, then it's going to stay dry, and you're not going to have to change it as often. So the Y and the HME. So now every time the patient breathes in, you'll see the waveform at 0, and as they exhale, the exhaled air and the CO2 comes out, you'll see the waveform building up, and it'll show you how much CO2 is coming out. So we can tell if they're not breathing well enough because they'll have really high CO2s. I'll leave this alone for now. By using infrared technology, an end-tidal CO2 adapter can be placed in line with the ventilator circuit and can measure the amount of carbon dioxide that is exhaled from the patient's lungs. To get a proper waveform, the adapter needs inhaled air and exhaled air. The adapter may need to be taken out of the circuit on occasion and replaced with a dry, clean adapter. Suspect a buildup of water, medication, and debris on the adapter if the monitor waveform appearance changes. So if you're looking at the waveform and it's suddenly a lot lower than before, it's not climbing normally, it could be that mucus has built up or secretions, mucus. Alright, so at this point you would call your instructor to check your circuit setup and to watch you demonstrate the following. Demonstrate how to connect a circuit to an endotracheal tube or to a tracheostomy tube. So I want to see you put the circuit on the endotracheal tube. And then demonstrate how to disconnect a circuit from the endotracheal tube or tracheostomy tube. So when you're disconnecting, you want to move the endo tube as little as possible because it's just uncomfortable for the patient. So you support the endo tube with one hand, and then you wiggle this off with your other hand. So it takes like a little wiggle to pull it off. When you're putting it on, it's a push and a twist. And for this adapter, it seems like you have to do a pretty good twist to make it stay on.